Okay.
Hello.
Now we can actually record what we're talking about. All right.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Kish My Ass.
When we are drunker than before.
I'm not drunk
Which I didn't think it was possible.
So today I want to start out a little different. I say it's different every time.
Yeah,
but,
she literally says the same thing.
But I'm going to just go ahead and say what we're going to start with this episode.
Okay, how we starting this?
I want to talk about the difference between fine dining and casual dining.
Nicole.
Are we going to introduce myself or...
This is the same fucking guest from last week. We
Yeah,
can't get rid of him.
He's still here. We tried to kick him out. He's still here. So
What if I was a different guest like a week or two later?
It's the same day.
You're the
so
same day.
Yeah.
So-
I'm here, guys. Nice to see you
this
again.
is Nicholas
Yes.
Sclafani.
Anyway, so let's go back to what you were saying before.
So I wanted to talk today about our...
Cheers. Cheers to this. Cheers to that.
Cheers to you guys.
This is like my third bottle of Nicole's wine I've been drinking.
Yeah,
the entire day.
all the wine is gone.
Munching on
But I
us.
wanted to talk about the difference between working in fine dining and working in casual dining. So one of the biggest comments we get when working in fine dining is, why are the portions so small? How can you go to a dinner and you have these tiny portions? Who enjoys that? Why do you even like to eat that? What can you explain it?
Well, the defense is that you have 12 of these small portions.
I understand this.
Not always 12.
Well, I will not mention names, and I will not mention establishments.
Why? You could say it.
No, I can. But I've been at
Alright.
establishments.
Me and Nicole are definitely gonna drop names.
Well, I've gone and spent lots of money at restaurants and walked out hungry.
Where?
Is that not fucked up? I just said I'm literally not mentioning names.
Tell you.
What is a name you can tell me that you
I
have
just
left
told you
in
I'm
a
not
sta-
going to mention you fucking names. I literally just said that 2 seconds ago.
I'm just gonna say
No,
that
there's literally a video camera there. I'm not gonna. If I word it to her, you can still see it. I'm not mentioning names.
I'm definitely gonna say if you ever go to a restaurant, Danielle, you will never walk out hungry. You're gonna walk out feeling so
I
full.
took Nick there.
We were full.
But I know that there are other restaurants in the world where you get.
But
6
here's my
courses.
opinion. All right, so
Oh,
I would
yeah,
like
but
to,
I'm not disagreeing
she's
with
not
you.
Done. She's not done.
I have eaten at a very well-renowned
Are you
restaurant
gonna mention the name?
named Gunther Seeker,
Okay.
and I left starving for Korean barbecue as soon as I left, and I went directly for Korean barbecue.
It's only like 3 blocks away, so.
But I loved my meal. I
So
loved
would like
my
to
meal
explain-
there.
I'd like to explain like a situation that I think is very on topic here. I ate at Per Se years ago. We're talking like maybe 4 years ago. I just finished an externship there. I was eating with my brother, and I swear to God, I had to unbuckle my goddamn belt buckle. Because that's how full I was, right? And that's what Per Se is always known to be, right?
I had an amazing meal at Per Se.
I of course
$800 later,
yeah.
but I loved every second of it.
So I go fast forward 5 years later, maybe 5 or 6 years later. I go back again, due to some circumstances, but whatever. I'm there for the tasting. We're gonna eat in the dining room. They gave us a substantial amount of food less. Now
Is
I
it
was
because they didn't know you?
No, they knew me more this time.
Oh.
Because I had reached out to someone that I know very well who had been someone important there. They probably hooked me up more that I was there 6 years later than they did before. And
Alcohol wise.
no, just in general.
Okay.
They gave me less food. I was trust me, I was satisfied. I think sometimes, like back in the day, they would overfeed you, and like, do you feel better when you're fed that much?
No.
I'm going to say that I have eaten at quite a few nice restaurants, and
Hair flip.
Yeah, excuse me.
No.
Pardon me. You know what I'm saying?
but there's something that happens to you when you eat 12 courses, and it's not good.
No.
It's not
But
good.
it's not even just eating the courses. You're also drinking the drinks,
You're
which is like
drinking.
I think way worse because I can't keep up with drinking as much as you.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know what it means.
Come on, Nick. We all know.
We all know
Yeah.
what that means.
No, but 12 courses. So I'm going to say after I ate at Alenia, right? And I know everyone knows what Alenia is, and I loved Alenia, and I loved my meal.
It's
and
in
I
Chicago, if no one.
Okay,
knows.
but I loved my.
I never heard of it actually.
I loved my experience there. It was amazing. There was like the chandelier hanging from the ceiling turned out to be our 5th course, and they plated the dessert on the table, and it's amazing.
Were you
But
hungry afterwards?
the next day,
Were you
I
scared?
felt like I had food poisoning.
Because of how much food you ate?
Just because of how much food I ate and how many different things.
That's how I felt the first time I ate it per se. I thought it was too much. I thought it was
too sometimes.
But then I think that's where the industry went. It was like
So where's the line? It's either too much or it's not enough, and what do you decide?
Wait, do you want to spend $400 or $500 a meal and you feel hungry afterwards? No.
Yeah. I know people that have ate at very well-established places and went to Shake Shack right after.
Yeah, but that's fucked up. Like I've had pizza after I've spent.
No, but these are places
$300
that
at a
like
meal.
I've known that you both have gone and they're enjoying it and they loved it and like.
But I'm gonna say this: I ate at Blue Hill, upstate New York.
hair flip again there.
You said this in the episode before.
Okay, but I ate there, and
congratulations! You want a monument or?
Yeah, a monument would be great. I don't know where you're getting that. A statue.
Blue Hill.
Yeah.
Dan Barber's like face on a shrine. I'll make that happen for you.
No, but I ate there, and we ate 18 courses. It was a lot of courses,
but
right?
I have a question on that.
But I left there feeling so great. Like I felt full. A
lot of their courses aren't heavy, right? They're not all meat focused. They're not like you're eating like short ribs on top of like foie gras.
And the next course is a terrine,
polenta, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not what the place is, right? So that's almost like.
So I have something to say about.
Well, everyone, stop! Dahlia has something to say.
No, because
all pause here. You know.
So the 18 courses that you did have, okay. Can you even name me all 18 courses?
See, that's another thing.
That's what I don't like about fine dining. I like to sometimes go and like enjoy, a few things and then like actually enjoy.
Because you only remember 3.
Yeah, you only remember 3.
You only remember
tell
3
you
or
the
4.
last place I went to.
And at the end of the day,
I'll tell you, I ate at Maro Colo Greco, best restaurant in the world, and I only remember 2 of the courses.
Yeah, well, you didn't remember an hour ago when we talked about it. So
yeah, exactly.
Tune into that episode. If
you're right.
You're
right.
You remember the craziest difference with fine dining is like, wow, that's awesome that they give you all these courses. And I also want to say that like dessert, by the time you get to
dessert's always forgotten.
I'm so sorry for pastry chefs.
I don't know how pastry chefs live because no one ever remembers goddamn dessert.
No, some people remember desserts. If the desserts are good,
it's got to be good.
Desserts are always the comped ones at fine dining.
Yeah, but if you're so full where you feel like throwing
exactly,
up,
like you're so fucking full, you don't even want dessert. I feel bad sometimes. It's like
sometimes
you have to eat dessert because you're so full.
There are people that are more of a sweet tooth.
But do we agree? Do we agree that the industry has definitely moved past the 16, 18 courses?
Yes, and I will say that I think one thing about Danielle is they never made it to 18 courses. They were always like 6 or 8, and that's it. We're not giving you more because you
couldn't make it after that anyway.
You can't absorb more. Like I will say, like eating at Gunther Seeger, it was amazing. It was beautiful. But when you only get one bite of a scallop, you can't appreciate it. Because what if you want to try one more bite? Then you can't. It's not even there. And so there's.
Are you? What do you?
I'm
so
sorry.
Did she just play something on her phone while
I'm
and she played it again? Are we? Apparently, we're not on a podcast.
So I think that.
I just want to.
I think you just need to take a picture with it. Oh, okay.
So I think that fine dining, the difference between fine dining and casual dining definitely is the courses and the size. And there are so many people in my life who are like, how can you get full off this one course, right? This small course. But it's not. You're eating 8 of those small courses, plus your bread, plus your wine, plus your booze, plus whatever else they give you, and you're full.
How do you feel about the people that say that fine dining is a ripoff? Like it's.
My parents probably would say it.
My parents would definitely say it.
I have to say, I took my mom to Danielle, and she was like, it was...
Wait, what did she say? I want to go to Astoria Seafood again.
No, okay. So, my mom only came to visit me once in my whole life here in New York, which is
this fucking cat's ass is in my face. I'm sorry.
Which is 6 years. So, my mom comes, and we eat at Danielle, and she's, like, a little nervous. I give her this garlic soup, and she's like, that was good, but what were those slimy things? I was like, those were snails. She's like... Oh, okay. So we ate at Danielle. We had this like extravagant meal, so extravagant that my roommate on our way home in our Uber, she threw up in the cab because she was so full and so drunk. And the next day I took my mom to Astoria Seafood because I'm like, okay, well my mom is here. Barb's. She's like, she's
if
gonna
you don't know Barb's is Barb's.
Barb's is Barb's.
We love
I'm
Barb's.
like, she's gonna love Astoria Seafood. We went to Astoria Seafood.
Dahlia, did you find that from Dahlia, by the way?
Of course, I found
Yeah.
out Astoria Seafood. So I took my mom to
She
Astoria
knows.
Seafood. We got lobster, shrimp, a fried fish, like
Oh, the fried skate. Ugh.
fried skate. We got everything.
So
And you know how
good.
much it was? Guess.
Probably 50
50?
bucks.
45
That's
Yeah.
insane.
with my mother.
If you,
And
yeah.
and so we leave there, and of course I did not let my mom pay for Danielle. I was like, don't even look at the bill, don't even try. Not that
Please
they,
don't look at the bill.
Not that they charge us much, but like, I left there, and my mom looked at me and she's like, I liked Astoria Seafood more. And I'm like, of course, because for her it's value, right? But for us it's experience.
It's, yeah.
I
I'm
think
about.
people that don't get it, you know?
They won't get it. There's certain people I'll go to dinner with, and there's certain people I won't go to dinner with. I took Nick to Danielle, and we brought my friend.
Oh, wow. We won't name names.
We won't. He knows exactly who he
I was
is.
there, so
and
yeah.
he was like, "There's."
That was actually wild.
He goes, "There's we're on our third course now," and he goes,
and why,
"There's
mind you, he's
people
like
in."
5 Barolos deep. Like he's
Yeah,
like
he's drunk. He's
drunk. He's like
enjoying
enjoying life.
There's people dying in the world, and we're just sitting here indulging in this. And me and Nick are like, this is what we do for a living. Like, we feed rich people all day long.
But like also like, if you're so like unhappy, like you don't need to sit here. Like to the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We're not killing anybody.
I
you know?
forced him to come. I did, because it was I made him
Oh,
come.
poor soul, getting
Who
one
was
of the best
this
meals.
anyways?
You know.
Your neighbor.
Oh, okay. My gayber.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna pour some more red wine.
All right.
Okay. So interesting. The difference between
What about working? Let's talk about the difference of working.
So I want to talk about the difference because
So I mean, me and Dahlia come from. We did the same. We went from the same track, right? We went from
Literally the
super
same
fine
track.
dining into a world of like serving food that was definitely not super fine
Corporate,
dining.
only people working 40 hours a week. So that was
It was.
interesting.
I don't think you ever did that, right?
No, she did before.
yeah, but I wasn't corporate before.
No, well,
I wasn't working 40 hours a week either before.
But
We were working 50.
So working.
It was 50 hours.
70.
So working from fine dining to non-fine dining.
Was a
I just want to
shell
know,
shock.
Nick, how are you treated from your managers from fine dining to non-fine
Oh my God,
dining?
it
I
was-
just because Nick is a punching bag always.
I'm always a punching bag.
You're always the punching bag. He's a
And
punching bag with
I
his
think
friends,
all my
with his work.
again, cat in my face.
Push her off.
Okay, go, leave, go, shoot. And well, I think all my best friends and everyone I always associate with for some reason wants to like treat me as the punching bag, which is fine, which is great.
Nick can handle it. That's why he is the punching bag.
Yeah, but I would say that like I transitioned from fine dining, which is I would consider somewhat toxic, into a world of corporate world, which had an HR established, which I didn't know HR actually existed.
Oh, HR,
yeah,
are
it
you
was
there?
wild.
Listening?
Do you think you became a softie while going into corporate?
No, I don't think so. Did you?
Did I become a soft? I did with certain things, but I think because like I was worried that I was doing something wrong, which honestly I think it was just the
So-
people I was working with have only done corporate, so they don't know how to do other
But like,
things.
all right, this brings us to another segment. It's like, how about the people that never done fine dining that still are in the culinary world? Because some of it elapsed, right? There's like a big crossover between like the toxic culture and also like really hardworking people that also work too many hours.
Yeah, like
like a
people
cross.
that work in like restaurants.
Yeah,
in
like
general.
restaurants in general are all together pretty toxic.
But I
right?
want to ask, like, one thing that Dolly and I have had this conversation about is there's a huge learning curve gap between a conventional restaurant, right, and a fine dining restaurant. And the gap is that when you're working in a fine dining restaurant, you are so focused on your specific station and you're so focused on what you are doing. You can work in a restaurant for 3 years and never even touch a piece of meat.
Yeah, which is fucking wild.
Which is wild, right? But
Like,
if,
how do you work at a restaurant and not touch a piece of meat?
But you can work in a restaurant that is not as well known or a smaller restaurant and work all stations
And purchase the meat.
And purchase the meat. You can be the purchaser in 2 years. So
Not even.
so what I'm wondering is,
You know, I think this brings up my question. It's like, did you ever regret being in fine dining for so long?
no, because I wasn't always in fine dining.
It also wasn't that long.
That's true. Because sometimes you'd be like, okay, like,
We were only there for
Sometimes you'd be
3
like-
to 5 years.
I was 5 years.
Yeah.
just think about it, like, but here, that brings up a point, like, you know the people that were in fine dining for like 10 plus years.
But you know people
But
who
they
have been
never
in,
ran the restaurant, right? And to me, that's not a benefit, right? Like,
right, like I've worked in a restaurant before I worked in New York City. Like I basically ran a company.
yeah.
Doing the purchasing,
But
doing
there's
the
people
ordering,
that-
doing
there was
the
people that
everything.
were doing fine dining that would stay from station to station to station,
All they ever
but
did
they
was
had
stations.
never purchased anything from a supplier.
Or emailed an
or
employee.
or done, if anything, of managerial experience.
No, they don't even know how to
all
cut
they
a
know
piece
is
of meat.
all they know is
Yeah.
good food.
They don't even know how to butcher a fish because they always had a butcher to do it for them.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting when, like, if I'm speaking right now to a new chef, to a cook who doesn't know anything about what they
You're
want
right.
to go.
What do you recommend, right?
Like, I think both are so important. I think it's so important to work in a fine dining establishment because you learn detail, attention to detail. You learn standards. You
Yeah.
learn everything. But also working in a smaller...
You learn getting your ass fucking kicked.
Yeah, but also in a smaller restaurant, you learn more
Everything
responsibility.
more, right? Like,
You
Yeah.
learn opportunity. You
But even
learn
so,
how to
even-
run a business on your own dime, even though you're not in charge.
I would agree with you. I mean, even the year we did in corporate, right? Which would say was like, let's just say the food wasn't that great, right? But like the things I learned in that 1 year compared to the like all the years I did in fine dining, like you still learn shit, you know?
You still learn.
Like
So I guess what I'm saying is every single opportunity in the culinary industry is an opportunity for learning. So don't discredit what you're doing right now.
yeah.
Right?
Yes, but where is the money? Because that's where Gen Z wants.
Well, where the money is, like you shouldn't go into fucking cooking in the first place. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah, if you're here for the money, just
you're
find a
choosing-
sugar daddy.
Yeah, or
I mean, you can
or
find
go
money.
straight to being a private chef.
You can
Like, just
find
go
money
straight.
in the cook world. You can find money in the chef world.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
Nick,
don't get.
yeah, if you want to be a som.
In the chef world, you can find money.
Yeah, if you do
With who?
research and
With whose
development
money?
after 10 years and you have to drive to Jersey every day.
Well, it was only 6 years, but yeah.
I mean, for me, it's 12 years, 14
It's been more than
years.
6 years, but yeah. I mean, listen, and we still haven't found that much money.
I also,
Right.
but okay, I
not
want
that
to
great.
hear this out because we're talking about money. Do
Okay.
you think an unpaid internship is needed?
I did when I did one, like fucking.
You think that you needed it? You weren't complaining about money at all? I know your parents were helping you out, obviously. My
I wouldn't
parents
have been
were
able to
too.
survive if it wasn't the case. I don't know how to answer that question, right? Like,
But-
are you asking if I would have done it again?
Well, do you think
Do I
as
think
a
it
young
benefited me?
chef they should not get paid for an internship?
It's not legal anymore, so they wouldn't have a choice.
I could reverse that.
You can't.
I
actually.
did an unpaid internship, but I also had a special circumstance, which
Okay.
How do I
What does
how do I
that mean?
respond to that one?
my special circumstance at the time was that
Special circumstance.
well, no, it was that I was ready to leave my job, and my job told me, I will pay you while you are doing your externship if you come back to work for me.
Oh, when you went to Italy.
When I went to Italy.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
did my externship in the thought that, like, my boss was like, hey, I'll pay you while you're there to ensure that you're coming back to work for me.
Yeah. Did you sign a contract at all, or this was just all verbally like?
It was all verbal. We didn't sign a contract, and so I was technically paid, but it wasn't a lot. Like, it wasn't anything crazy, right?
Yeah.
Nicole's gonna hear a cat from the bathroom. Just to clarify what's
Just
going
to
on.
clarify. So, but I will say that my externship in Italy changed my life, and it was the best experience.
And was that paid?
It was
No.
free.
It was free.
I paid for it.
You paid for it.
I paid
I
$5,000
would
to
say-
spend
so, just to
4 months in
clarify-
Italy.
My study abroad was very expensive.
I paid for my
Oh yeah, you had to
studio
pay for-
apartment with one of my best friends, which I still would die for today. Dahlia knows him very well.
So does
We
Nicole.
lived
Mike.
together for a very long time.
Shout out Mike. If
Shout
you're
out
listening.
Mike. Anyway, so we lived together in a shitty fucking apartment
In Harlem.
it was not Harlem. It was close to Harlem.
It was like Columbia.
Yeah,
Ew.
but
It wasn't bad.
We lived together. Where was he working? Oh, he was working at
A Dovetail.
Dovetail.
When Dovetail
Rest
was
in
open.
peace.
R.I.P. Yeah, for real. It lasted like what, 6 months?
No, Dovetail was open for a while.
It was.
When they tried to open the new concept, it didn't
I guess
work
the
out.
new is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
But we lived together there, and I worked for free at Per Se. I was a free extern.
And you know what I hate?
But by the way, I worked 70 hours a week for free.
Yeah, picking herbs.
Like, yeah, picking herbs.
I mean, in
And
Italy,
still got yelled at, and still basically might have. I don't want to
Nick
tell anyone.
is the punching bag.
Like,
when
can you believe that?
when I
Like,
worked in Italy, it was every morning we had to start work at 8 a.m. and then at 3 we would have a break, and then we'd come up back at 6 until like 1 in the morning, 6 days a week. It's like, so yes, I had a break. I had a break for 3 hours in the middle of the day, and I got to go to the beach every day or take a nap
yeah,
or
but,
whatever
like,
I wanted to
kind
do.
of, it was kind of worth it because you were like in Italy.
Yeah,
And it
you
was,
were
but it
in
was
Italy.
also I wasn't getting paid, but it was great. It's like it's
But were you
so
not getting paid? Was that part of like your? That was kind of part of your college, right?
yeah. I was paying for this course while being in Italy, not getting paid. With no Wi-Fi, no wash machine,
Did that even exist?
no
back then?
dryer. Yes, okay, I'm not that
She's
old.
not much older than us.
But there was no Wi-Fi. Seriously, I would wash my hands in the sink and I would get like slightly electrocuted. There was no washer and dryer. I would get shit
Were
every.
you working at a fine dining establishment?
Yeah, 2 Michelin.
Yeah. Do you think people should?
And the chef would be like, "Your chef coat doesn't look good." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, because I don't have a washer, I don't have a dryer, and it rained last night on my chef coat, and I came in with it, and it's wet today. Like, what do you want from me?"
Yeah, well, you're gonna get yelled at for.
And then
No,
Dahlia was at school enjoying life, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do fine dining."
Yeah.
This was
Well,
her.
I was working for like a catering company, and like the dishwasher quit my second day of my internship, so I was literally
Half
washed.
dishwasher.
Yeah, I was half a dishwasher, half a prep cook for like 3.5 months. And I remember that my back was killing me one day and tears were just running down my eyes. And like my boss comes into the kitchen and she's like, you could leave. And I was like, I don't need to leave. And she was like, you're crying because your back is killing you. And I got a stipend from them, $40 a week.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
$40.
So I literally was so desperate one time that I called my mom and I was like, I have enough money for food. I just need $20 for weed. For weed. I was like, I just need $20 for weed. And my mom was just like, all right.
Just here.
Daddy's here. Shh. And that was my free internship that I had to deal with. But then I did study abroad, and I was going to ask, and for anyone out there, if you are looking to study abroad or looking at other restaurants in other countries, do it. Like, go do it.
Just do it. It was
Yeah,
the
like-
most.
Yeah, like Nike didn't sponsor us, but like, you know,
Just
just
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
because
we're not sponsored by Nike.
Nick is like, Quiche My Ass is my podcast now.
I'm actually just
I fixed the microphones.
I'm like just kind of a special guest at the moment, but you know.
You're
right,
a
We'll see. I might be a
guest.
reoccurring guest. We haven't got there yet. We haven't talked about the.
But I will
promotions.
say that if you are looking if you're going to do an internship, whatever you do, break in your dance goes, whatever shoes you have, do it before you do your externship, because breaking in a brand new pair of shoes, I was the exact same way. I bought a brand new pair of dance goes right before starting my externship. I was literally crying at the end of the night. I'm like, my feet are so bad.
Well, we can talk all day about shoes.
We can. It's so
can
bad.
literally talk all day about shoes.
I can't really talk all day about shoes.
Why?
I started wearing sneakers at work. I don't care.
You can't do
Okay, can we
Why?
say
Who told me I can't?
how great, and I'm sorry if you guys are going to judge me for this.
that. I usually judge you,
Yeah,
so
what-
that's fine.
Are you gonna say your Crocs?
Crocs.
Oh
Nicole
my God,
loves
she
her
said
Crocs.
I love them for chef purposes.
You
Crocs.
Confidentially, I work with you now. I've never seen you wear Crocs.
No, because I'm currently wearing dance goes.
Because
Please keep those on compared to
Why?
the Crocs.
Why? Because I thought I needed
'Cause they look more
higher
professional.
quality.
Yeah, to not wear fucking Crocs at work, dog.
Yeah.
Duh.
Don't call me Dahlia.
I
I
said
saw
duh.
that you're gonna do that.
But
But
for the record, I
also-
almost called her Dahlia.
I'm
The
right here.
Crocs make culinary
Oh,
shoes.
come
They
here.
make non-slip that look like shoes. You wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, well, but they're still ugly. That's the difference.
Okay, but they're so soft. They just don't have the same support, but they're so comfortable. So I suggest if you're starting a new job, get 2 pairs of shoes.
I like
get a $30 pair of Crocs that you can wear when your feet are so
we're not
tired.
we're not sponsored yet, but we're not because I'm not part of the
Yeah,
show. But
he just wants to get sponsored.
Wow.
But
Nick's looking
Brigard-
for a job.
Brigard's great.
Everyone says
I like
that.
Brigard.
Yeah, everybody.
I like
says
Dan. No, I'm sorry. I like what's the other one? Birkenstocks.
that. I'm wearing
But they take
Birkenstocks.
way too long to kick in.
I'm wearing the
I'm sorry.
plastic version of the
Yeah,
Birkenstocks.
plastic. She's more.
Not the-
I've only worn Danskos, and
No.
I trip.
I never tried dance. I think I tried them one day.
You're too tall for Danskos. It's
Yeah,
good for
not my
like me.
type.
Like I'm 5'2", so like they're perfect.
I tried Danskos. That's the shoe I was breaking in when I did my externship in Italy, and I was
You
crying
cried,
every
yeah.
single night to
So
sleep.
you have like an emotional.
You also need a
detachment from
half
it.
a size bigger than what you are.
You
like
do.
that's the one thing Danskos like. Anyway, we're like going totally
All right.
off
Yeah,
topic.
we're not gonna.
We're talking about shoes.
But anyways,
So anyway, what's the next subject?
well, you do have to go.
I do have to go.
So this
I
is
do.
our wrap up of our mini episode. Thank you guys
Did we
so
sing
much.
that? I think we sung, right?
Nick, we're no longer singing.
What do you
Thank
do
very
the
much.
Jolene one? You guys know
No, we're good. I think we're good.
We're good.
Jolene. Jolene.
No,
Jolene.
no, we're
No,
good.
no, no,
we're
we're
good.
good,
We're
we're
good.
good.
All right. Anyway.
Thank you everybody for listening.
I really appreciate you guys.
This was a
having me
mini
on.
episode. We hope you look
How many
forward to
times are
mini
we gonna say
episodes.
Mini episode.
Mini episode. This is like 3 hours later.
Mini
you know?
episode. Mini episode. Mini episode. Mini episode.
Anyway,
Mini
Coming
episode.
soon to a theater near you.
And the lines are ringing. We have.
Okay.
All right.
Have
All
a great
right, okay.
night. Quiche
All
my
right.
ass.
quiche my ass too.
Jesus.